Right, for the final time this season, guys, we are here for a brand new episode of the F1 2025 Can I Beat the Pole Lap series. And we are here for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, a weekend in which, of course, Max Verstappen took pole position for the final time in this season. And to be fair, done it in some style and done it with some margin. So let's talk about it. Qualifying, Verstappen did a 1 minute 22.207. He bagged pole by over 2/10 on both McLarens. So yeah, generally a very strong and impressive qualifying from Max, and does set himself up quite nicely for the race. Now, we'll see, of course, who comes out on top in the championship. I actually know who wins the title. I've seen the race, but I'm not going to spoil it in case anyone hasn't seen the race yet. But yeah, Max set himself up nicely for Sunday, and he done the job. So today we are going to try and beat him, and this one is actually quite a big episode because, of course, like in real life, it's the last time we see these cars, last time we see the current version of the V6, also DRS, it's the last time we see that as well. But also for us, it's the last time we actually get to use this car. It's been quite a short lifespan. Reason being, of course, because next year we have the regulation change, so for the opener next season, we won't be using this car for the Can I Beat the Pole Lap series. So a very short life cycle for this insane VRC Formula Alpha 2025 car. Anyway, we're going to get our first lap started. I'm going to move my brake balance as rearward as I can as we head towards turn 1. Now, I am running a default setup. We're on the hard tyres. Just want to try and get a baseline time down before we start to ramp it up. Oh my god, that's a bump. Obviously that lap is in the bin. Note to self, there's a nasty little bump at turn 2. So we'll go again and look to improve. Right, let's go for it. Turn 1, dealt with. Turn 2, there we go. Just watch the bump. Try and keep the steering nice and straight is mainly what we have to do. I am running the car in very low engine modes at the minute as we head into turn 5. A little bit wide of the apex, lots of runoff there, which we can definitely use. Now down the straight as we approach the chicane. Big braking zone here, got to be brave but accurate. Brake at the 100, that's usually standalone procedure. A little bit deep it seems as we struggle for grip. Oh my days, hard tyre there. Even though it's warm, it's giving out grip mid-corner. Right, now we run it down towards, I believe, turn 9. 5th gear, possibly 4th, we'll go 5th. Open it up on the way out, keep it on the track. And now into the hotel section. 3rd gear, through the right, into the left. Leaning on the curbs as you feed the car gently on the throttle. Brush the barrier, and now flat through the penultimate corner. And now the final turn. We just bottom out a little bit, get a bit of a slide on, and that is a scruffy and wild lap, but it's still going to be actually not terrible. 7.5 seconds off. But let's work to get that down. So first things first, straight onto mediums. Fuel, we're going to go to half, so from 32 to 16 litres. We're going to still use conservative engine modes, so we're not going to mess with strat. We're going to actually run this in push mode instead, which we'll talk about in a second. Now, I'm going to keep the medium downforce aero kit. I feel like Red Bull kind of went for a low downforce setup, fast straight line speed, so we're going to keep that. But I'm going to up the front wing just by actually a click. It felt pretty grippy, to be fair, on the hard tyres. So it feels really grippy. I may even go low downforce package and then actually just up the front wing a little bit. So we'll keep that the same for now. Braking, I'll move the balance map down a click, and then elsewhere on the balance, we'll go with 57. That should hopefully take care of the braking. And now just really quickly here, I want to go down towards the power unit. And this is what I mean. So for this one, we're going to run this in push for this one. We're also going to change the engine map to low so that the throttle is a bit more lenient when we put it on. I'm not going to mess with camber and tow, as you guys know. We're going to wait until we see what the tyre temps are before we start messing with that, because that does affect tyre temps quite heavily. And then all we're going to go to here is suspension at the bottom. And for this one, I like to always run a bit less on the roll bars. So we'll go down by 2 clicks on the front, 3 on the rear, and then just slightly increase that torsion bar on the front end by a click. Now I have the delta bar up, but it's not actually, I think, including the previous lap. I think it deems I was out of track limits. I've had to turn track limits off because of the white lines. They're a little bit inconsistent. I'll explain why in a bit. Through turn 1 though, all good. Turn 2. Oh, the bump is really sketchy. All good though. Heading down towards turn 5. On the brakes, trying to rotate the car. Easy does it. Those thick white lines are why I've had to turn track limit penalties off, because the track skin has those like in real life, but the game, if you use them, it detects them as a track extension or track limit violation. So yeah, we can't really have that, so we're going to have to just accept that we're going to have that issue anyway. All good so far as we open up DRS a little bit late, heading towards turn 9. Obviously sectors are a little bit inaccurate on the graphic in the bottom left. All that matters is the final sector time as we head through turn 9. Very tight line through there. That's a good example of why the delta's not working properly as we head into the hotel. Plenty of grip. Car feels much better on this medium tyre. Feeding it through. Open it up on the way out. And now into the last couple of corners. Ooh, big snap there. Avoid the slide if I can help it, but we run it in a bit deep. And that just cost us. So I think we'll try again. Struggling with the braking there. Oh my god. And the direction change, it seems. I can't seem to do a lap at the minute. There it is, down the gears. Direction change, all good. Bit of oversteer, but that's a bit tidier than before. Don't take too much inside curve here to keep the car stable. Don't run too wide also on the entry to the last corner. No sliding this time, and that is a clean lap. Over the line we go. And it's a 1:27.9. So we're 5.7 seconds away. The delta bar is not going to work, so we'll get rid of that. And we're going to have to use the delta in the bottom left and the mini sectors in the top right to kind of gauge where we are. 8 litres, that seems about almost minimum fuel, to be honest. So yeah, I think that's going to work okay. We're going to try not strap 1, which is this one here. It's actually very heavy on the battery. I fear we may not have that much available. I could be wrong, but that's going to be our full push mode. So we're going to actually run strap mode 2, which is a bit more conservative and kind of just runs a bit of battery everywhere. Strat 8, which is what I'm using, has no deployment whatsoever. So we'll go to Strat 2 for this one, which gives us a bit more performance throughout the lap in general. And yeah, we're going to pair that, of course, with push mode again. Now, I am tempted to try the low downfalls kit, to be honest. I think I might give it a go and put a bit of front and a bit of gurney flap on the rear. So it's like a low downfalls kit with an asterisk on it. Now for the braking, this one's interesting. The brake shape map is one that I want to kind of mess with a little bit and try something different. So we're going to go to map 1. So more initial pressure, less migration throughout the braking phase. We'll see how that helps a little bit. Elsewhere, I am generally quite happy with the car. I don't feel like I need to change a ton. The default on this is pretty decent. I will bring down the diff on the exit to improve traction a little bit in the kind of mid to high speed rotating corners. Now, just from the out lap alone, tyres are hot, so that's going to be interesting. Anyway, full push lap on softs, first proper lap time of this video. Let's see what we do. Oh my god, I'm well deep. Okay, whew. That's in the bin already. Okay, let's go again. Let's try again. Bit of block up on the way in, bit of a slide. Can really feel the lower downforce package there. Last little straight to kind of use our low downforce that we've got to try and survive through sector 3 with less wing. Oh, and that's what I mean. Oh my god. Really is Suffer Town. Also, the tyres are melting at the minute. Absolutely melting off the car. Wide. Wild and crazy last sector. We improve, but my god, that was a bit crazy. 3.3 off Verstappen's time. I'm actually going to lessen the toe to try and improve tyre temps a little bit. Now, I am going to revert on the aero. I'm going to go for the medium downforce package, but I'm also going to revert back to default front wing, so not 6, which is what we had before. We're going to go to 5, and I'm going to keep the gurney flap also on none. So essentially, a slightly tweaked default configuration, which is basically fairly balanced everywhere. Not great anywhere, but just balanced, which is what we want. Hopefully, the soft tyres can counteract the extra click of front wing that I'm going to take off. And yeah, I'm hoping to also find some stability really with the car, because the back end is very, very loose. The brake balance map is a bit out of whack. We're going to go to actually a 5 out of 12, and that is going to be a bit more like it. I'm finding I don't like the rearward balance on the braking around here, so we're going to give this a try and see how it feels. Engine mode's on. We go again. Let's try and get this lap put together cleanly. A little bit deep on the entry there, but we keep it on track. So we're going to be a little bit slower in the straight. I'm hoping we can be close enough and we can just really put Sector 3 together. That was a good, really good turn 5. Best one yet. Good entry. Aggressive on the exit as well, using every last bit of the curb. Now, a nice tidy chicane will do the trick. Let's try and aim for the 100 again if possible. On the brakes, easy does it. A little bit of throttle, slight back end step out. We like the rears on exit, so it's not the best chicane, and you can see we are not purple in the bottom left delta. We're yellow. Sector 1 was good though. Right, turn 9. Turning a bit earlier this time. Car's going to wash out, but we'll come back for the exit. And now we need to try and improve here. Final sector, come on. 4th gear, going to try and see if we can make it stick this time without losing the back end. Carrying more speed. Car is much more stable, of course, with the extra downforce all throughout this hotel section. Another final corner. Try to get the car stopped. Don't slide wide. On the power nice and early. That was better. That's a lot better. So, if you guys remember from before, Strat Mode 1 had the aggressive mapping for the ERS, or the Strat boost. So, let's see how that translates to a full lap as we get stuck in. Look at that. Straight away it drains down 10% out the last corner. Right, turn 1. A little bit of wide apex again. That was all line track limits, but we'll likely go faster in this video, so we'll commit to the lap for now. There's the purple mini sectors. So gaining time. A little bit wide though as we carry more speed into the turn 5 hairpin. Not great. I've also put a little bit of tyre pressure in to hopefully not overheat my tyres. We're already out of battery though, so I think this strat mode is way too aggressive. As I kind of mentioned before when I first saw it, I was like, that seemed a bit incorrect to me. Right, that's going to be the end of our battery. It's 2 purple sectors. We'll stick with the lap, although I fear we're going to maybe suffer a bit. Although Sector 3 isn't overly battery dependent, so we could maybe hold on to the advantage. Right, we're completely out of juice now. Oh, bit of a lock-up. Very subtle, but we just caught the right front on the way in. Trying to carry more speed through here. Oh, big snap of opposite lock. 1 corner to go. Trying to brake a bit earlier. Get the nose in. Different line. Better exit. Up to the line we go. That's only a small improvement. 24.3. We literally only find 10.5. So it wasn't as good as I thought. Right, let's customize that strat mode a little bit. So before that, we're going to just quickly do this brake shape. I want to kind of have a smoother brake input. So we'll go to 0 on the torque. So it's a bit more of a linear process. Now on the strats, this is where it's at. So we go to strat 1. There's just way too much e-boost everywhere pretty much. So we need to just tweak this a little bit. So split 1 is okay. I will shorten it a little bit because we don't need it all the way down the straight. So we'll just run a little bit less. Split 2, you can see there's a lot of e-boost here. So I will take the e-boost out. So we're not using e-boost over the bump, which I don't really want. And we'll also just delay application a little bit out of turn 1. We'll carry the MGUK down towards the hairpin. I'll cut it a little bit sooner. Like there. Split 3. This is where we're going to use the majority of the E-boost. So we'll run that. I'll also start it a little bit later. I'll cut the MGUK a bit sooner as well. So we can derate and save some battery. Same goes for the next straight. Bit more E-boost. I like where the MGUK is ending. So I don't have to cut it. And now split 5. There is some E-boost here. MGUK, which is fine for me. We're not going to use anything here, so we'll just basically cut out everything in the hotel section. I want a bit less E-boost than a later start for this one. Out of the hotel, we'll cut the MGUK as well. Don't need that much. And then split 8. Rather than E-boost, I will run MGUK to the line. Hopefully that should get us over, so that should be a better balance. In terms of setup, we're already on min fuel, so all I'll do for this one is a small tweak down by the suspensions. So I'm going to go quite a bit lower here. Oop, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to go that low, but I wanted to go lower on the roll bar. I'll go to under 20 on the front and quite a bit more on the rear. I'll put a touch more torsion bar on the front end. And then on the rear, I will lower this a little bit, quite a bit. I want to see if I can try and get some more performance out of this. So let's go with this one. Right, this is it, moment of truth. If we don't get close on this one, we've got a bit of an issue because we're already on maximum track grip as well. So, turn 5, all good. Oh, that's a big lock up. That's a big lock up into there. And we lose the back end on the change of direction. It's not the best middle sector either. Lock up again. It's a carbon copy of the previous lap. Final corner. Up to the line. Open it up. We don't even improve. Didn't even improve. Wow. Woo. Right, 24-0. It's not great. 1.4 off. I tried everything there on that one, and I'm not too sure now what to do on setup. Oh, locked up twice on this lap. I can feel vibration from the flat spot. Not good, not good. But I've got some battery left for this end of the lap. Squirt and sprint, especially this run to the line, is now more important because we have the finish line a bit further back. So having some battery left will help, but makes no difference if the lap isn't quicker. 24.4. I just can't get near. I'm going to try a different setup. That didn't work. Oh, come on. I still haven't gotten like a lap yet around here where I'm just like, yeah, that felt good. I don't think it's going to happen either. I just think the track's very, very, very bumpy. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm barely braking. The car keeps going around. I just can't throw the car into corners. Like, what is that? Every time on the outlap it feels brilliant, but the minute I have some tyre temp it just feels horrific. It doesn't make any sense how it feels better on cold tyres than warm tyres. Another drift, and that now just kills my rear tyres. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I can't keep the rear in check. I'm not even braking that late, but I can't stop locking up into that corner. This is so frustrating. I don't know what setup I'm on now. I've changed it so many times. Let's see what this lap is. I'm just curious to see if I made any improvements. No, 24.6. I'm going backwards. I have no answer. Oh. Well, there's something anyway. I found something on the setup, but there's no way we're beating Max's time. The only real takeaway from that lap, it was actually pretty good. There's not really much wrong with it. We just had a bit of battery left, which we could have probably used. So a bit more E-boost, but that's about it. I reckon we could try and maybe get, not even within a second, but maybe under a 23.5. Whew. Ah, damn it. I don't know what to do now. I'm just a little bit lost for ideas. I'll do. I'll take that. That can be my best lap. That was pretty much spot on, no mistakes really. Pretty certain it was all within track limits. I think turn 1 could have been a little bit better, but that's about it. It was the only sector we didn't go faster, but overall, we weren't close today. And yeah, I tried every possible setup combo that I know of, even car setups that came with the mod itself. We're going to run, of course, the soft tyre C5s with 2119 pressures, 7 litres of fuel with strap mode 1 customised to just run out over the line, aero medium downforce kit with 3 in the front wing and none on the rear gurney flap. I tried low downforce, but the car was just too unstable, so medium with lower wing seems to be the way to go. Brakes, 4 on the balance, and then also in terms of the brake shape map, you can see here very small 1% migration. I seem to like quite linear brakes here to keep the car stable, but more on that in a second. Brake balance 56.5, and then elsewhere other relevant adjustments. Differential exit 2 out of 12 from 6 down to 2. Also elsewhere, if we go to miscellaneous, then into power unit, low engine map with push mode and engine brake 10. Engine brake actually being really high keeps the car super stable, so that was the way to go for me around here. And then small adjustments on camber and toe, so feel free to copy those. Bump stops, dampers also, and then if we go to suspension main, we have actually a much lower front roll bar than the rear. Also ride height on minimum with torsion bar and also a tension bar, all pretty much default from what I can tell in their setup. So yeah, we tried a bit of everything in that one. Anyway, it is what it is. We finished 1.1 seconds off, pretty much. Not great, but it is what it is. Not the way I wanted to sign off in this finale, but we'll see what happens, guys. The future is exciting, and there's something big around the corner, of course, with F1 2026 coming with the new regs. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, cheers for watching. Mods link down below in the description. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe for more. Let's try and smash 1,000 likes. As always, a massive shout out to my members. Check out the 2 videos on screen. I'll see you guys next time, next season. Take care, and it's goodbye from me. Ciao, ciao.